Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is where you are, and welcome back to another episode on the Annoyed Dad channel. In today's episode, it is part 2 of our starting a plant nursery one, and today we are going to get our arms and legs chopped off. No, hopefully not. But what we are going to try to do is we are going to try to use the Rotavator, which is a rotavator, a tiller, however you want to describe it. Sorry about the wind, it's been nice and lovely all week long, and then I decided to come down here on the weekend and do this, and all the wind picks up. So it is a rotavator, and basically what that is, let me just open it up for you. You can see just down here are all the blades, and they spin around and around and around, and what they do is they churn up the ground and they basically make it ready for your plants to go in. So it helps to kill off any weeds and anything else like that. And you may be able to spot that there's a slight little slant to it, so it actually builds it up over to one side. Now this has been down here ever since I bought the place, and I haven't used it. Main reason being is because there's this thing at the front called the PTO, the power takeoff, and we was unable to find the outer sleeve, which is now on there. This is the outer sleeve for it, but this come from another shaft I found around there and was able to get it to fit. I thought it was quite an odd fitting because it's got these lumpy bits at the side. I don't know if I can lift it up and show you just at the minute, but it's actually called a lemon. That's the shape of it, and they come in various different shapes and sizes and things. And it's got this cage at the, well, I say cage, bars at the front, which aren't really attached on there very well. I've got no idea what they're for, but as with most things on this sort of thing, they're either there to either stop you from losing an arm, or they're there to stop you killing yourself, one or the other. So we will see. But you might be able to hear in the background, we've got the tractor running, warming up. So I'll get the tractor round, try and get it lined up, and then we'll get it hooked up onto the tractor and we will see what we've got to do. I am just going around it now, and I'm looking for anywhere that I might need to oil stuff or check stuff. I think I've got one place in there, that might be somewhere where we need to have a look, but I'd much rather do it when it's flat on the back of a tractor. We've got one in there which is obviously for the gearbox for the PTO, because obviously the power turns that shaft there, and that then goes into the gearbox, that then turns stuff here, and then there's probably a chain in there that turns the main big bit. But we need to create a couple of beds, so let's go and get the tractor and give it a go. Right, okay, so I pulled the tractor in, and for once it didn't take me half an hour to 20 minutes to actually get the tractor in there and get it done. Oh, if you haven't done so already, please do wipe your feet. I've got a new carpet down. So what I'm going to do now is I've just got to line these up, and I've got some pins that go through here, through there, and they help to hold it in. Now you may think that I haven't got it in there quite right and perfect, but my lining up of this is absolutely terrible. I'll tell you, the last time I've done it, it took about a quarter of an hour just to get it lined up. But that does move, so as you can see down there, we can get it lined up. and get the pins in. So right, I'll get the pins in. I've got a top bar as well that helps to level it out. We'll get that done. Tractor is turned off, as you can see. So because it is turned off, the last thing we will connect up will be the PTO, the power takeoff. And then we'll get it up in the air. We'll have a closer look at it and we'll see how we're doing. And there we go, as if by magic, it's all done. I bet. Oh dear. There he goes, as if by magic it's all done. I bet you're sat there thinking, crikey, annoyed Dad, you're using 2 cameras. Well, yeah, I thought it was about time that we upped our game a little bit. Okay, so it is there, it is on, it is attached. It's on the 3-point linkage. The PTO is slid in, but it's not all the way in yet. I haven't fully connected it in. We'll do that in a bit. What I'm going to do now is going to turn the tractor back on. I'm just going to lift her up in the air so as we can then have a look around her. So we'll have a look at some of the warning signs that we've got on here. Most of them have rubbed out. So it says beware of blades. Yep, and there's another one over that side. And then we've got one there which says the PTO has to be spinning at 540 RPM. So that's basically this one here. Has to go around at 540 RPM. And we can see that from where we changed the tractor meter, which is now all steamed up. Well, not steamed up, but condensationed up. But we can work out from that what speed we're at and what we're doing and where things are. And if you're into your funny place names, there is a place not too far away from us who actually service this place. And as you can see, it's at somewhere called Lower Dicker. There is also an Upper Dicker as well. I kid you not. Right, let's lift this up in the air and we'll take a look and see what we're doing. So there we go, with her up in the air, she's a bit easier to walk around and see and inspect and see what it's like and everything. So I'm just squeezing between here. See that the PTO turns, and as it turns, see those blades underneath turning? I suspect it'll go that way. Just turning it the wrong way. See, silly me. But there we go. So yeah, they would turn around that way. And they would just churn over the ground. So then this bit here at the back, this is obviously to stop your stones being flung up into your face, well, into the face of anybody behind you and that. So I drop that back down. I'll get the PTO shaft attached, and then I think we're off and we'll give it a go. So what are we doing, I hear you say? Well, I'm going to start off by doing one line in here, just to see how it goes basically, because if it's here then I can redo it and it doesn't really matter too much. So we'll do one line across here, and then if that goes well and it does what I'm hoping it's going to do, then we'll nip down there and we'll do a couple of tracks across there, because that's where some other stuff is going that you don't yet know about, which I think is fantastic, because I'm just keeping you on the edge of your seats. So anyway, yeah, we'll get one in there. We might have to go over it a couple of times. You normally do with these sort of things. But we'll get it in, we'll give it a go, and we'll see how we get on. give her a first try. Just down here, there's the lever. I've got the clutch in. So we'll pull the lever. Look round, ready, here it goes. Ooh, it works. So you just got to try to keep this down to 540 RPMs. It's about where my finger is. But we should be able to drop it down there. We'll give it a little bit. I've set up the other camera. I'm not sure if you can see it, but we'll go over by it and we'll give it a go. I suppose I best stop that first. So I'm just reversing her back into place, and I need to be careful because just on the right hand side of your screen there, I've got the rhubarb first, and then just behind the rhubarb I've got the gooseberries. They're just coming up behind it there, first gooseberry bush. So I need to try to avoid that. I've avoided it. Try to avoid the camera. I think somewhere there we'll start it from. So we now need to lower it down. Actually, I'm going to put her into neutral. So we now need to lower her down onto the ground, and unfortunately my lever has broke. So it's a little bit tricky. Oh, there we go, she's down on the ground. How low do you reckon we have to go? Should have it so the skids are just above the ground, something like that? Let's give it a go. Right. Just going to knock the engine back a little bit. We can always adjust that again. So we're in neutral. Let's put the clutch in. Start her going. And let's see what happens. She wants to push the tractor forward. Right, okay. I'm not sure what to do here. Let's see, what do you reckon? If we lift her up, because what she's trying to do, she's trying to push the tractor forward. There we go, so we've lifted her up. It's with this old tractor. I can't quite get used to the having to put it into neutral all the time and come off the clutch and then it does stuff. Right, so I've just turned on the PTO. So if we then start the blades going, what if we then slowly lower her down? Right, I'm going to have to flick around again, I'm afraid. We'll give her a go there and we'll see how we get on. Right, okay, you know me well enough that I show you the good, the bad and the ugly. So, yeah, that was a bit pointless that one, weren't it? Right, let's lift her up, run her back and we'll give her another go. You live, you learn. Try and try again. If at first you don't succeed, bungee jumping's not for you. But we're not bungee jumping, so we'll keep going. Okie dokie, well I do believe after much trial and error we are finally just about there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run her down on a final run and we'll see. So let's just drop her down. So we have to drop her down. There we go, so she's down. And I've still got my put her into neutral. Just make sure she's fully down. So I go on the clutch, turn on the PTO, and then I never understand the gears on these. I do have a diagram at home somewhere. So it's across and up for one, it's across and back for reverse, or is that wrong one? But whichever one that one is, that one seems to be the one that's doing it. So you can see we've got her down at the minute to about 4,500 revs. If I come off the clutch, we'll start moving. So we'll go very, very slowly. And then if I slowly increase the revs, that's 540. So about that. So that's about right. That's what's coming out the back end of her. I'm going to try and drive straight. So we'll cut back in just a second and we'll take a look at the outcome. Right, okay, I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here because I've got to walk down to pick up the camera that's down there. So this is basically what it's done. It's not a bed maker, it's just there just to churn it all over and get it all churned up. So as you don't have great big clumps of turf. If you've ever dug over your own garden, you'll understand what I mean. And I do have one of those handheld, oh look, there's worms in there. There's loads of worms in this ground, absolutely tons of them. I do have one of those handheld rotavator thingy-majigs. Look at them, loads of them. Worms everywhere. But obviously that would have taken me hours. And in the 20 minutes it's taken me to figure out that and how to use it, I think it's done quite well. So I've left enough of a gap to the gooseberry. That's a gooseberry. That's going to be the bed. So what's going to happen now is I'm actually going to cover this in weed control fabric. Let's see, how long did it take me to work that out? Oh, it didn't bloody record it. Oh, blooming thing. Right, oh well, we'll see in the edits. Yeah, it's not exactly straight, but hey ho, diddly do, I'm learning. So yeah, I'm going to cover this in weed control fabric. And then we've got some other plants that are going in down here. I might give it another run over, leave it a couple of 3 days, then give it another run over. But obviously so much easier than just having to go over it and do it by hand. Imagine doing that with a spade. Oh my God, that would take hours. So anyway, I'm going to go down and I'm going to do the other ones that I was on about doing. Well, these are the other ones down at the bottom. You see, I'm right down at the very, very bottom of the field. This is where the holly is, actually. While we're here, let's just jump in quickly. And you can see that those little tiny plants that we planted ages ago have actually now started to grow up a little bit. Some of them have died, some of them are bigger than others. Let's go up to the biggest one. See, there's that one, and then there's that one. So fingers crossed this year they should put on about another 12 inches, 30 centimetres, and start to get quite big. So yeah, these are the ones down at the end. So I've done these. You don't yet know what's going in here, but there is something that is planned for these. And for the first time ever, I don't think that's too bad. It's relatively straight. It could have been a heck of a lot worse, but I think we've done quite well there. It's churned it up nicely. So these, again, they're going to be covered with weed control fabric. I'm going to mow this strip in the middle and we'll keep that mown. The only thing is, I haven't yet told the wife that I've actually taken this over, and I'm going to have to put up another fence for the blooming horses to keep them off of it. But yeah, I think that's quite well. If you do have any hints or tips for me, please do leave them down in the comment section below. I do read them, and I do take on board everything you say, because as I've explained in the past, I do not have a farming background and I'm just learning as I go along. So thank you so much for watching. Please do like, comment and subscribe, and until the next video, bye bye.